I gessoed this just a while ago. I sketched up there what I want. I want to do some mountains here with a distant river coming. You can hear the trumpets. It's a good day for the rapture today. I'm going to have a distant river coming to a waterfall here, drop it down to a river, and have a waterfall down here. Like a double waterfall. I'm using Utrecht paint again. I really like this stuff. I'll switch over to another brand here probably next week. I've already spread my stuff out to make the video go quicker. I made these greens out of ultramarine blue. This one I just put a little bit of, I put more yellow down and then put a little bit of blue in it, okay, to get that light green. This one I made out of yellow ochre and ultramarine blue. This one I used ultramarine blue with yellow and a little bit of yellow ochre and a little black, because I'm going to use this for the darker stuff, darker trees. But that's the Payne's Gray for, I use it for the mountains. I'm going to use that for the distant mountain. And this is the cerulean blue for the sky. Let me get started. I went ahead and sketched it up here because I kind of know what I want. So these will be probably green hills, and then I'll have maybe dirt around the river. I'm not sure yet. Or rocks. I just bought a brand new 2-liter thing of Pepsi last night. And I just went to go pour a Pepsi because I wanted a nice cold glass of Pepsi, and the thing was already flat. I mean, nothing worse than flat soda. So this is going on pretty good. I must have gessoed that pretty good because it's going on pretty smooth. I do have some agent to help the paint flow in a little can here. I want to do a blue sky. Let me put a little bit of gray in there while it's wet. Just a little. Change the blue color just a little bit. I like that blue. I've been making my skies too bright. I wanted to tone it down a bit. And just have a really light blue sky. I still want to make it white around the mountaintops, really light. So I'm using titanium white, trying to pick up some of that blue and bring it down to the mountaintops here. This should be a fun one. I'm hoping it goes quicker. I've been taking too long on these lives, but now that I know what I want, I think it should go pretty quick. What I'm going to do is block my color in first, and then then I'll start putting in all the waterfall and the trees and stuff. These are going to be distant mountains, so I'm just going to make them a light gray. If they're too light, I'll darken them up later. I'm going to put some trees on the top of these hills too, and I'm also going to have trees down here around this waterfall, so it's going to have a lot of trees in there. Going to a darker Payne's Gray now to block in my main mountains. Yeah, so I ended up making a nice cup of coffee. I've got a lot of people watching from the UK. I know you guys like your tea over here in Seattle. We like a good cup of coffee. I'm pretty sure. If you know anything about Seattle, that's where Starbucks originated here in Seattle. Starbucks coffee. You could see there's an old brush bristle in the canvas there. So this is a paint over. It was an old landscape I did probably a year ago. It wasn't selling, so I figured, well, it's time to paint over it and put something more newer up there. Something newer with a newer design, you know. I think the reason why my paintings are taking a little longer now, because I think I'm making more depth. Giving the painting a little more depth. I put a little bit of dirt down here. Yeah, there's my cup of coffee. Cheers. May have put that in a little too early. I could have made it gray and then washed that in later, but that's all right. I'll just thin it out a little bit and I'll work with it. It'll change as the painting goes on. All right, so these hills, I'm going to make this one green and this one green. I'm going to use the light green that I made. I made this green, like I said, with ultramarine blue and it was more yellow than ultramarine blue, just a dash of blue in it. Just blocking in the color. I'm thinking I'm gonna need thinking I would need like a shelf here, but I'm gonna put trees there so it would cover it anyway. So like a cliff here, like this. But like I said, I'm gonna put evergreen trees down here, coming here to the waterfall. So I made a live the other day, and the battery on my iPad went dead, so it kind of stopped the live. So I had to delete that live. It wasn't the best painting anyway, so. Alright, there's my green hills. I kind of like that. I'm going to lighten up some of it. I actually painted over, I got 2 more 16 by 20 canvases ready that I gessoed. I gessoed 3 of them. This is one of the 3. But down here I'm going to put yellow ochre down in here. This is going to be flat ground down here. Then I'll have the water coming down here to this part of the waterfall. Oh, those are going to be trees over there. This is starting to become my favorite color here when I put a little bit of the burnt umber in with this yellow ochre. Look at this when you mix burnt umber into that yellow ochre. Look at that color. It's really cool. Looks like a golden color. I really like it. This down here is going to be a shelf, some kind of drop off. I'm just going to make it gray for now because it's going to end up being like a rock cliff face on either side. So there, I think I got all the colors I want. So under the water, I'm going to go ahead and the waterfall is going to be here, but I'm going to actually put a little gray down here. So I got something to paint on. Bring that water from here just like that. Alright, so everything's done. I'll put a little gray on here. Then I'll put my waterfall in there. Those will be trees there, trees here. Alright, the underpaint's done. Let me make sure everything's looking good. Yeah, 16 minutes. Not bad. I'm going to do my clouds now. I'm going to put a little bit of gray and some white. So the clouds aren't so bright today. Last night I did that video and the clouds were just, man, so white. See how those are looking pretty good. Now I'm just gonna put some shadows underneath my clouds here. Very simple clouds today. I want to move my coffee. I don't want to put the brush in my coffee. Alright, I'm going to get some light going on up on my mountain here. get that bristle out of there eventually. I'm going to use a, a blue, mix some blue and white and some gray for my shadow side here. I think for the, yeah, I use cerulean blue. For the sky, but I put a lot of white in it to make it light like that. I didn't want a really dark dark blue sky. These mountains are looking pretty good. Just a simple way to make mountains. Very simple way. This paint dries pretty fast. Let's see how that's looking. Not bad. Not bad. I think I need to add a little more stuff on this mountain here. It looks too plain. Too plain Jane. That's alright. I'll work on it when I'm done. I'll put some more stuff in there so it just doesn't look so plain. I'm going to move on to my trees up on top of my mountain, my hills. I'm going to use my middle green color. It's not as dark as my dark green. And I'm just going to put some trees coming down to the waterfall. Gonna make them like regular tree tops up there. Got the lights coming from the left, so I'm gonna pull a little shadow out. Very good. Do the same thing over here. I have some trees coming down this hill to the waterfall. Very good. Looking good, looking good. Over here I think I'm going to have some trees also here, similar to those. I'm going to put the waterfall in first though. I'm going to use a fan brush to put the waterfall in. Just going to wet my brush and put some paint on here. And I'm going to drop some water down here. Try and do it in one stroke if you can. That way you leave some of the color from behind in there, okay? It doesn't have to be all filled in if you put the gray behind it, or you can put brown behind it, whatever color you want. I'm going to drop this waterfall in since I got the paint on the brush. I'm going to do this one from both sides, so I'll drop it down maybe 2 times from the left and then 2 times from the right, just like that. That's good enough for now. I can adjust it later if I need to. This is going to be water down here in the pool. I'll put it in there so you can see it. This is going to be a cliff face here. Cliff face. So I don't know how far I'll go with this. I'm already at 31 minutes, but it's looking good. Looking really good so far. I like the depth. I like the depth of it. We got a distant mountain coming forward. Let me run this. Let me run the water from the back so you can get an idea of what it's going to look like. Because I'm going to put it in with a knife. Just an idea at first. To make sure I like it. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll run that water from way back there. Doesn't that look cool? Wow. It's looking good, people. Looking good. So here, let's see, we got a drop off here. Let me put some bushes down here. Just want to get some color in there. I don't know what kind of trees I want to make those yet. I'll have them on both sides though. I'll just get some color in there for now. I think I'm going to put evergreen trees there. I kind of like that look. Real loose and really fast. you make your evergreen trees with this acrylic fan brush, you'll see what I mean, why it's really flimsy. And a lot of times when I do a big evergreen tree, I'll use an oil brush because the bristles stay more in shape. But this acrylic brush seems to work okay when you're making these smaller trees, okay? It works okay for me, so. And I'm not trying to make these look like a masterpiece. I'm just putting in color. I'm just going to put a few, but I'm going to, when I shut the camera off, I'll probably end up bringing them all the way to the side here. But that's what I'm going to do here on this part of the landscape. I'll make these evergreen trees instead of regular trees. We could put, let's put a tree way out there with these other trees, just to see what it looks like. If it looks good, I might add some of these in with those other trees, but not on the video, just so you can get an idea. I'll post the final painting on a post when I'm done. I think it'll look really good with different size evergreen trees on both sides back there, just like that. It's looking pretty good. Let me see where I'm at. 38 minutes. Wow. Well, that's probably all I'm going to do on this live. I still got to work this ground down here in the water, but I don't want this to be an hour-long video. So when I'll put the final picture in a post so you can kind of see how I ended up designing this. Some birds in there. That looks good. What I'll do is see how this has a ridge here on top. I'm going to put rocks down here, and I'll put another row of bushes down here on top of this and work this ground, and that's it. And I'll probably glaze this green with some yellow so it looks like the sun's hitting there. That's about all I'm going to do, so it's about finished. Let me, I don't have any yellow out. Let me get a little yellow before I shut it off. And I'll glaze this hill real quick. You just need to put a little bit of yellow out on your palette. Just a little. Get your brush wet and just get a little bit of yellow on there, like It almost runs like water. And you can even dab it on a paper towel and then come up in here and glaze just part of the green. Don't do it all, just where it looks like maybe the sun is hitting. It'll make that part just a little brighter. You could do it on both sides. Just glaze it. Watch, if you do it down here, it also works in this golden color. A little too much, but just showing you that it works pretty much anywhere you put it. A nice way to lighten something up by glazing it like that. Alright guys, that's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to end it there. Let me give you a front shot. I'll finish it up and make a post. Looking pretty good. I'll try and lighten up these trees a bit back there. Put some bushes down here. Turn this into a cliff face here and work this ground. Maybe put a bigger tree like right here, coming from down here, so it has even more depth. So, all right, very good. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.